Hello, friends. We're back. I am anime today. We're going to test this. You're going to have to report back to me. Is this good? Is this bad? More, less, you don't care? Let me know.
APGamingREAL?
Yeah, oh, I like that one, actually. I like APGamingREAL. I like that too much. Welcome back to King Arthur Pendragon 5.2, the Great Pendragon campaign. This is episode 12. We will be picking up in the middle of the Battle of Lindsay. It was a crazy day for me. I launched a new campaign this morning with Alvrea, and their artist, Reuria, made this in 3 hours, which is truly insane and cracked. Made this avatar for me, and we did some crazy shit. So, you know, you can find that on Discord, or there's a link on YouTube if you want to go check that out. You could consider this partially advertising me using my model today, but also I find myself not looking at my Zoom camera when I'm not on it. It's really pleasant to just have this little chibi AP. I'm gonna have to work on getting rid of the green screen in the background, though.
So did you just wink then because your avatar just winked at us? Or you said
I
Thank you for asking, James.
The model actually winks randomly.
Okay.
I don't have full control over it. Because it is a chibi model, Reuria set it to just randomly wink and bobble. So
people will definitely be making assumptions about your intent from time to time.
Oh, you're going to try and fight this guy? Yeah, that'll go really well for you.
How often do you see me wink ever in reality? Basically, no time. I can't make it look good. I have small beady eyes for my large fatty face. It just doesn't work for me. So randomly winking is working out. I suppose. Are there any announcements that we have at the beginning of this? I should mention, not only did I have the Tabletop stream, last night I had a incredibly late going, I wouldn't say it was stressful, but like a good, it looks like we're back. Yet. No?
Yes, we are back.
Yep,
all right,
like
friends. I don't know where it cut off. I had an insane Blood Bowl match last night that was high energy, stressful in a good way. And then afterwards, I couldn't sleep. I was just haunted by the memory of what I'd done. You know, I was really Linkin Park, like, what I've done. I'll start again, I suppose.
I spent 6 hours yesterday playing Power Wash Simulator, and I fully expected to dream about Power Wash Simulator, but didn't.
Oh, interesting. How is the Warhammer?
It's not out yet.
Do you enjoy the smooth rhythmic action of Power Wash Simulator, of just starting at the top and making your way down to the bottom of objects?
Well, so I will say that its physics are off because you can start at the bottom and work your way up, and you don't have any sort of, like grime running downhill. But what was funny was that every time I'd use the gurney in the game, I get this weird rattling noise from my computer case. Like for about the first 3 seconds of gurneying, it's like I get this rattle sound. I'm trying to what it was. And I thought, is there something happening with my video card? And my wife was coming and saying, "What is that?" And I realized it was because I had like an Xbox controller plugged in, sitting on top of the computer, and every time you gurney, it would run the rattle inside the controller.
Nice.
The eyebrow control in this model is on point. I'm doing that intentionally, just to be clear. Not that I ever intentionally move my eyebrows, but
you do the people's eyebrow?
Can I? I think they're linked.
Oh, okay.
I can do the people's eyebrow. The model cannot. They are tied together. I'm trying so hard. Let me see if I can just use a finger on my face. Nope, I can't make it happen.
Speaking of the people's eyebrow, I have a great name for your next Skaven.
Yeah?
It's the Hell Pit Hognose.
The Hell Pit Hognose. I'm afraid I don't get that one.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Texas Rattlesnake.
Oh, boy.
Come on.
Hey, man, if you had said Stone Cold Steve Austin to start with, I would understand. But the Hell Pit... Listen, I got to tell you, I didn't get there. Get there from that.
It's all right. Some of us are just bigger wrestling fans.
I mean,
but it's not me.
I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I watched when I was a kid when The Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H were big, and then when it stopped being that, and I got out of high school, I didn't watch anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, I still see some of the big clips, but anyway, any other announcements or bullshit before we get back to the Battle of Lindsay now in motion?
I'll save it for the intro hour or the outro hour or something.
God, please, let's not make it an outro hour. That would, I'm getting some flashbacks. Today's Tabletop stream was 4 hours, and by the end of it, I was like, I can't believe I used to do 4-hour shows regularly.
I made it through about an hour and a half.
Of that show?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'm still in the boss fight, I'm guessing. Yeah. Oh, boy. What a conundrum. All right. So, I believe we had just ended the 5th round of the Battle of Lindsay. Gwgan is still on the field, but we are without Kendric and Herawd, correct?
Correct.
Instead, we have Mifi instead.
Yeah, we have Mifi and whatever the other
Kanad.
I don't care about the one. I don't care about Mifi.
Oh, yeah.
We only care about Mifi.
I wrote something down about Kanad last week in my email inbox. Let me just go get that.
He captured a Thane.
I think I have that. Hold on. I'm very smart. I see. Yes. Pass me. Congratulations. I appreciate your wise wisdom.
I was thinking last week after we made like Pokemon jokes, you know, what the Pokemon song would sound like for Saxons, you know, would just be like Horthganut, 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 Horthganut.
Okay, Hordor, come on. Hodor, stop that hodering. Who would like to go first in the cycle of battle that will slowly grind up this party and completely destroy them?
Well, I think previously it was going Glimo, Spoon, then me each round?
Yeah, we don't have to stick to that. I'm just asking if anyone's got any preferences or anything like that, you know?
I mean, I think at this point it should go Gwgan, Miffy, Kanad.
Okay.
All right. Well, we need to work out what our opponents are in the next round, I believe.
Yeah.
So I rolled the last one.
So is that a D20 then?
Oh, Spoon.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Well. Again? How could you do this to yourself?
No, it's not me, dude. I'm unconscious in the back. These are Glimo's nights. I'm sorry, these are Sir Herawd's nights.
All right, Berserkers, slightly weaker than before, but you once again have sought out the greatest challenges on the battlefield. It is a line of Berserkers charging into your local area zone. Who did we decide? Who did you all bully into going first in these roles?
Me.
Gwgan.
You're being charged, and they're berserked.
Fighting defensive.
Fighting defensive. Very well. Then I believe we just go at each other. Then.
Yeah, you get the -5 still from being a foot against mounted opponent, though.
Sure. So I only get a +5 on this. I have a 17. You have an 18.
Yep.
A critical clash, and yet.
Well, no, nobody critted, but it's still a tie, which means I disarm him.
Critical Clash is the name of the battle theme song in Octopath Traveler 2.
But because we didn't need a crit, I actually disarm him. There you go.
All right, so success disarm. I'm marking it down now for Gwgan. Yeah.
Somebody's having your background, by the way, AP, if you're not looking at your own cell phone.
I know.
Yeah.
I was looking for a non-green screen background that wasn't annoying, and I've never used them before, so I just picked number 1, and number 1 is like a test background. So, I'm in Japan visual novel now. Let's go with it. Okay.
Isekai.
You're really
somebody's about to get hit by a truck
right now.
right,
We'll stick with this until you guys are having a discussion, and I'll switch again. We'll just rotate through it.
Next time we get a choice, I want to see like 3 choices on Arthur's screen we can select from.
Miffy is also going to fight defensively.
You know what? I never use channel points, but that honestly might be worthwhile. No!
Whoa!
You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me, Spoon! I didn't even get to describe the guy Gwgan riding up and disarming this dude. Oh, that's 23 for me.
So it's
crit,
double crit.
Yeah, it's crit versus crit. So Miffy also disarms her opponent.
Unbelievable.
No, because you both crit with a double crit. I think it just doesn't count as a tie. Maybe you do.
It just
I don't
cancels.
Know.
No, I'll buy that. First off, it doesn't matter here, but
yeah,
I'll buy
because criticals like basically right, no matter what.
A tie.
Yeah.
Yep, you are correct.
All right, Kneed.
I will follow my friend's advice here and fight defensively.
Okay.
Yeah, we fucking learned our lesson.
I can't remember. I'm still empowered, so that's plus 10, right?
Yeah, and then you have plus 10. So you're plus 5 for being mounted.
Yep.
Plus 5 for being inspired.
Yep.
And then you have plus 10 for fighting defensively.
Oh.
So
I think he's asking about passion, right?
Yeah,
passion is only a plus 5. Yes.
Plus 5 for inspired.
Correct. Yeah.
So
it's plus 5 for
plus
inspired.
21 to my, or plus 20 to my.
No, I think you're plus. Sorry, how much?
No, it is plus 20 because he's 5 for being mounted, 5 for inspired, and then 10 for fighting defensively. But if he wins, he doesn't do any damage because he's fighting defensively.
Sure, go ahead.
He just doesn't.
He automatically succeeds. And
yes.
Critical disarms. So all of you ride in and disarm your opponents. This is the 6th hour of battle, essentially. These guys have been going wild, but no matter how much magic you pump into the veins of mortal men, they are running out of energy. And as you disarm them, you can see that the huge, there is a very experienced, strong core of knights that is here, but there is also a huge professional army of footmen that Uther has brought that just step in and begin slaughtering these berserkers on your behalf. I mean, technically, you guys will not get the credit for this, but you could see that these people are very appreciative in a sort of professionally murderous, detached sort of way.
They're like, oh, hey, look, those guys are all unarmed. Let's go stab them.
Yeah. I mean, they're berserkers, so they have to be fighting wildly. There's probably plenty of space around them. Without weapons in their hands, they have no way to keep themselves from being surrounded and overwhelmed. What's that greatsword fighting style where you just helicopter the blade over your head?
Montante?
Yeah, these guys can't do that anymore, so it's a big issue for them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Round 7. At the start, Gorlo, who is one of the commanders of this battle, commanding the left flank, charges through the Saxon line and has engaged the giant warrior Eosa. As he is on the left flank of the English, he's on the right flank of the Saxons. Whoever's next in line to doom the party can roll to see how doomed you are. 14. Okay, so probably not bad. Let's take a look here.
Only moderately doomed. Only moderately doomed.
It is regular Horthganot, and there is a Thane among them if any would like to challenge. They have equivalent armor, a shield, and axes. They seem to be quite strong.
I'm not going for the thing.
No.
Yeah, I've Miffy's playing it safe.
Very well. Let's start with Gwgan then again.
She watched Sir Herawd and Sir Kendric get the shit beat out of them in the first hour.
I have a failure because I need an 11 for not being mounted.
Okay. We'll have yourself
a very Merry Christmas. I will.
20 damage.
Let's see here. 20 damage.
They won't get shield.
Correct. I just got to get some stats from Ye old 5.2.
I don't think 10 would be enough for a major wound, but it would still be enough for them to make a.
I'm just checking to see if they
roll.
get knocked down or anything, so you can go for a squire capture. I'm being a little loose.
They're probably
with
not
that.
size 20.
Well, let's just double check, you know. I gotta pull myself back together here. All right, that's the footman awards. And where's the creature index? Designer notes, tournaments. I'm in the wrong place.
What are you looking for?
The stats for basic creatures in 5.2. Yeah.
It'll be in Appendix 2 in Game Master characters.
Oh, I'm there. I'm at 207. I made it there. All right. It just took a lot of scrolling. Okay, your average Saxon warrior has a size of 16, which you exceeded, I believe. So he will need to make a roll to stay standing.
Next check.
Which he does not. So make a squire check with your new squire, who I believe is called Haley.
No, I've got my old squire still.
Yeah, this is
am I crazy talking? Oh, yes.
No, you are not. You're just on the wrong night.
There you go.
Okay, another capture of a disarmed Saxon warrior. Horthgenot. Success. Capture Horthgenot. No, I mean, as we've said, they're only worth about £1, or you do whatever you want with them. No one's paying big money for regular warriors. So, with that said, who's next in line for the reckoning?
Mifi.
Me.
Very well, Mifi. Let's throw some dice.
Yeah, let's throw some dice.
That is a success.
I also got a success, but you beat me, so I will take my shield against your axe.
Very well.
I guess I'll take a d6 of my shield against your axe.
That's a pretty good d6.
Yeah,
Out of all the d6s and all the bars in the world.
It ain't bad.
Oh,
26. That's a big roll.
Damn, these guys are beefy. Oh, okay. Let's see. Hang on, let me get the young knight statistics up.
Young knights?
HP 28.
Yeah. I'm more looking at, is that a
knockdown off a horse?
A major wound.
Oh.
Oh, it's definitely a knockdown check.
It's a knockdown,
it is
but not a major
wound. Yeah, okay. So
X of 11.
God, no, it's horsemanship because he's mounted.
Oh,
so it's a 10. Okay, she stays up.
That'll do it.
Perfect.
Though with a hit of 11, yeah, okay. Let me mark this down. I gotta watch hit points.
All right, Need. It's time to let's do all.
And these guys are on foot. Yes.
Yep.
Correct. That is a success.
You get the
but
plus 5.
There's basically a 0 chance that I can succeed at this. Partial success. Go ahead. I get my shield, so I have 16 armor.
What's his damage? 46. 19.
19 damage? All right, hold on. So it doesn't hurt him that much, but I don't want to get captured. Not an honorable warrior like this, and I don't. He doesn't go down. He takes the blow and uses it like a buckler to push your sword aside as the two of you are critically clashing. I keep saying that. Let's just, you know what? That's going to confuse people. As the two of you are regularly non-critically clashing. You get lost in the crowd and end up away from each other, but you can see Kneed, his hateful eyes staring at you from across the battle line. You see banners dip, horns are going crazy. It's always difficult to understand what is going on exactly on a battlefield like this. It's not like you have walkie-talkies or can even shout to each other because of the general din of the stomping, the screaming, the cries for help. the swords clashing and armor creaking. But you can see Gorlo's banners have advanced far into the Saxon right, enough that even at this distance, it must be clear that the Saxons are retreating on the Saxon right side. Horns toot and blaze, and from time to time, your squires come forward and let you know what they are able to interpret from musical notes while you are battling. There is a great call in the 8th round of combat to charge forward and push the Saxon center. You see from a distance at the top of a very slight hill. It's not like he towers over the battlefield, but being able to have his closest knights with him about 2 or 3 feet higher than everyone else makes Earl Roderick very easy to spot. He raises his banners and shouts something to all of you, and he says, Octa! King Octa! I can see him! On horseback over there! His bannerman is with him! And so you can see that there is a path clearing. The footmen of your side are pushing away the Saxons so that you can either make a run at the Wolf's Head banner, or you can make a run at King Octa, surrounded by mounted Horthgenats. A truly dangerous proposition, but while attacking a king may cost lives, it is extremely glorious and most honorable.
I feel like the banner is probably the better choice for us. What do you think, guys?
I think Miffy's gonna do whatever you do.
All right, to the banner.
All right. The 3 of you and some of the attendant knights of the House of Herawd all begin riding towards the bannermen. They're right here, right here. I see. Well-armed Horthgenats on foot. Okay. This will not be a 1-round combat. This is a fully resolved combat. So let's go with Gwgan first. You have your choice of the bannerman or one of the 2 Horthgenats guarding him.
I mean, I'll go for one of the dangerous opponents, like the actual So I'm kill the guys that are fighting before worrying about the guys who are just carrying banners.
I mean, the bannerman is also.
I know.
Yes.
But,
So the unmounted Horthgenats have great spears, so no shields, but they do not suffer the -5/+5 penalty. So you won't get a +5 versus them either.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Let's clash. Regular clash.
In fact, if it's a KAP, no, sorry, disregard. I'll just go.
You were going to try to passion, but you were already.
No. I was thinking of actually unhorsing and fighting on foot.
Whoa! All right. I mean, listen, if you want to do that, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
I've recanted and I missed with my sword.
Very well. Let's see if I miss with my great spear. Indeed, I have not. $18 damage.
So I will take 6 wounds.
Shouldn't it be 2 wounds?
No, because I haven't got a shield.
No, you have. It's a great spear.
They are the ones that don't have shields.
Yeah, but I failed my roll, so I didn't get to use my shield.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Spoon pulled me along with them. That's all I could say. You're right.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be nothing because I've also got my chivalry bonus.
All right, Miffy. Let's start down.
I need to test to see if I fall off my horse too.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, I critically failed, so never mind. Guess I'll die.
And I succeed.
Yeah. Looks like it.
For 16 points of damage.
Okay, so just armor, no shield.
Probably 6.
6, yeah. So definitely taking a dex check.
Yep.
Meow. Okay. Still up. A hit of 10 then is neither mortal wounds, but still quite considerable. Let's see here. And then Kneed.
So
You're left fighting the Bannerman.
I guess I'm fighting the Bannerman if that's the only option.
I mean, yes. It's
Tell
an
me what the
honorable
Bannerman
battle.
has.
The Bannerman is using the banner as a great spear.
Okay. So I don't get the +5 for being
Correct.
mounted.
But you still get your +5
I still
for
get
being
my
inspired.
+5 for being
Correct.
impassioned.
Yep.
I fail.
I succeed.
Here's what happens between the two of you. You get stuck into a close range fight. He's using the great spear to try to keep you and your horse as far away as possible. And you hear him shout out in sort of weirdly accented, broken English. So, I recognize your house. You're the boating people, right? I'm good at boating. If I capture you, I want you to be on the boat. As he's saying that, he gets slightly distracted. The banner dips, and you just counterstrike him for a bunch of damage. So 8 damage. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he wants to have a conversation on the battlefield, but then you hit him very hard, and now he's pissed. Ow, that really fucking hurts, you know?
It fucking should.
No. He goes down, and he's basically Iwo-Jima-ing the banner to, like, keep the banner from dipping into the mud. He's, like, holding it in place using his fallen body, trying to climb it in the process, which leaves him completely open to attack this round. We come back around to Gwgan.
Okay. Still fighting this same guy?
Yes.
I succeed this time, but not very well.
Tries to keep you at length using the spear. That is a critical.
Are these guys the ones that are 17/14?
No, they are 16. It's the special stats for Horthgonauts on page 51.
Okay.
Yeah,
King
and
Arthur Pendragon.
GPC.
Yep.
Yeah.
This motherfucker here reading the stat lines.
It's not like I haven't run this at least a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
40 damage. Well, there goes Gwgan attending the feast.
I get 18 off that. So
Okay.
that kills me. I'm dead.
Oh my God,
Christ.
James.
Takes a -6.
Oh, unbelievable. All right. Any closing thoughts for our first chivalrous knight as he gets run through with a great spear, just right through the stomach? Like, he goes unconscious, but he's not gonna die immediately, but there's no saving him at this point. Just, any closing thoughts from Gwgan?
No.
Very well. I guess we need to figure out who your next inheritor is. It's a troubled house indeed.
Shit, if I'd known that, I might have not called off Jared.
That's literally, so it's 2 characters literally killed by like the exact number that makes you unsavable, like to -6. Because at -5 you can be saved by a critical first aid roll, but both Gwgan and Wayne were killed, taking it to exactly -6.
All right, Miffy.
All right.
Let's battle. Okay, you have an over success. If I had a shield, it would be great. I don't, so I will take 15
21.
points of damage, which
I
is
think that
more
puts you
than
unconscious.
it's more than major wound as well. So they just drop. Would you like to go for a capture?
Yeah. This guy's probably worth quite a bit of money.
Squire.
Miffy is.
We're good.
Yep.
She's a young knight, so she's got a age 15 squire.
Well, Miffy is. I mean, Miffy is was a young knight at the start of the game, but Miffy is.
okay, so it's probably a little bit more than a 15.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a 20 then.
Yeah.
If we start at 45.
Yeah, Miffy is. Oh, I didn't update this. Hold on, let me change this to 490.
It's okay. It's a success, Glimo.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
You couldn't get any better than a 1 on this roll.
Okay, fair enough. Miffy is 32. And
Miffy is 32? Okay.
The banner. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't even be rolling. Ignore that roll. You have a free attack on the downed bannerman who's standing up.
Well, that'll do.
Yeah. Yep.
Trap damage, but
that's 6 damage. I will need to test for stand-upiness, which is not what it's called, but 8. 4. Okay, good. He stands up. Kendric.
If I don't know that this is a mechanic in Pendragon. Does Pendragon have the mechanic that if you do damage while you're trying to stand up, that you don't stand up?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, he still keeps standing
not
up.
unless he then falls down again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was why. That was the importance of testing that. Is if he fell down again.
Technically, movement happens at the end of the round.
Yes.
So you would hit him. He tests to fall down again if it triggers.
There are weird slight differences
up.
between straight BRP and Pendragon, and so I get confused.
Yeah.
Not Kendric. Miffy, you are engaged by the Horsekanat that killed Gwgan.
Killed Gwgan, yeah.
Would you like to engage them, or I mean, you're mounted. You could always escape.
No, I think
Okay.
Gwgan was our leader, and with him, dead or unconscious, just not really sure which.
So I mean,
we gotta take down all these guys to get him out of here, even though
slumping in the saddle,
he's already dead.
The horse is slowly moving through the battle, just being pushed by other people. It looks bad.
Yeah.
All right. Sinisterly, a spear covered in gore and blood absolutely whiffs. Total, just complete deflection, and you're the same.
I'd like duck out of the way.
The two of you counter-critically clash with no
clashing whatsoever.
I was gonna say it's like that Star Wars gif where it's just Obi-Wan and Anakin aiming to miss each other.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Okay.
Lindsay, dude.
Well. Kanid, we're back again with the Bannerman. I hate that you rolled successfully. It really sets a high bar for me. No, a 19 again. What is happening?
My God.
Ooh, yikes.
Wow, double ones on that damage.
Double ones.
Okay.
Double ones and a 2.
All right. Let's see if he can remain standing.
That shouldn't trigger a knockdown.
Oh, it's not size 16. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I keep rolling 10s for rolls that I don't need. You know what? I'll just take that versus Miffy as the
that's fair.
It's really a sub-average roll. You shouldn't have any problems. You had a problem.
Yeah, got a problem.
All right. 5d6. You know what they say. Dice on the table. And by they, it's apparently just me. I'm the only one that says that. 16. An incredibly average
Takes
roll.
it on the shield.
Okay. Horsemanship? No, your size is too big.
No, actually, that does trigger a horsemanship roll. Yeah.
Yeah, Miffy's size is not so big.
And she fails. So she'll take. So she takes 1 point of damage, and she is now on foot.
She has to spend the round getting back up, correct?
Yes.
Well, that's going to be a problem. All right.
Unless you want to grant me like some sort of dex check to try and land on my feet.
No.
Because I'm not unconscious.
I don't want to grant that.
Okay.
I'm good.
I tried.
Can't you see the soulless look in my eyes filled with emptiness and rage?
No, you look very happy
into my
right
eyes.
You look gleeful.
Oh no, Glimo. your damn sword is so high right now. I have no chance. All right, go ahead.
Oh, you know what? Fuck. Oh no, we don't get that. It's because he's inspired. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm inspired.
I thought that I was forgetting to add the horsemanship bonus, but we don't get it because they have great spears.
You ride forward. Your Horseganot, the bannerman, has pulled away slightly. You charge at each other. Your sword gently glides his banner with the great spear mounted on it across your body so that he might try to push you off of the saddle, but there is no impact effect. And as your sword just ever so slowly rides down his spear, it connects solidly with his neck armor. The gorget pulls away, and a significant part of his throat goes flying as blood sprays everywhere. He stumbles to the ground, the banner falls, and panic, almost a magical panic, begins to cause Horseganauts and just general Saxons in the local area to begin routing as people begin shouting for a retreat. That does leave you to engage Mifi's assailant. Or you can let the two of them honorably battle.
Mifi's not about honor. It's just like, fucking help me, dude.
What would you like to do, Khalid? Would you like them to finish their battle, or do you want to come join in?
No, Khalid's gonna come in to save his cousin.
Ride to the rescue, yeah.
All right, let's roll.
On 20.
That's a hit. Go ahead and give me some damage.
16.
That will be 10 points of damage. It's also enough to cause a size issue, skill issue. These rolls take so long to roll right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, still up. Damage is 10. It's getting pretty bad for this fellow, but he's still up. He is, however, now facing two very angry knights, one mounted, one not mounted. So at this point, you see he drops the great spear and holds his hands over his head as he drops to his knees in the horrific mud that has been churned by this great battle of Lindsay. Do you want to execute or capture him? This is, I believe, the one that killed Gwgan.
Yeah, it was the one that killed Gwgan.
Khalid's just gonna coup de grace.
He looks shocked and surprised as he falls forward, blood pouring out of his head. Okay, so here is the immediate aftermath of the battle. Mifi and Khalid are splitting a huge amount of money, just a truly insane, like almost 40 pounds. It's 39 pounds of cash. They each get a charger appointed to them. Earl Roderick suggests that Khalid be adopted into Herawd's main line as a potential heir. You know, bring him from the cadet line forward because he is such a significant knight to have taken command of the battle when many of his superiors died, and then have prosecuted the bannermen and pushed them successfully. Khalid is heaped with great honors and is spoken well of. Herawd, I will need that chirurgery check to see how you doing.
I guess the question is who's making the check.
I'd like you to make the roll. At like, I don't remember whatever the average roll is, but an experienced person would certainly be doing it. So
you could do
let's say 15.
Yeah, I was say like you can also do like a 10 plus 2d6 or like an 8 plus 2d6 depending.
15 is really reasonable.
So I'm rolling just a flat 1d20, and I need to hit under 15.
Well, 15 or under. Yeah, you're good.
Yep. Okay.
So the system I use in my game is if I think there's going to be an expert there, I'll do 15 plus D4. If there's a good chance of someone being like skilled there, I'll do 10 plus D6. If it's random skilled, I'll just roll a D20 for skill. That's the system I normally use.
All right, I'm trying to nod my head, but I have to be really exaggerated when I do it.
So that means I get to uncheck surgery needed, and I get, what is it, D6 hit points back?
You only untick it once you go above your major wound threshold.
Okay.
So
you'll get I believe it's like
D3. You get D3 for a successful roll.
I thought D3 was first aid.
It's the same. It's the same. So surgery stops you from getting degradation, and first aid gives you the actual hit points back.
Okay. So I get 3. So that brings me to 10.
And you will also get your natural healing on this Sunday. Coming Sunday.
Yeah.
And I can also get first aid on top of surgery. Yes.
You can get first aid for every wound that you've taken.
Okay.
Which is why you record them
3.
separately. Yeah. So you can roll.
So it's 3. So you get total. So effectively, your surgery roll doesn't give you points back. Surgery just stops you from degrading.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you do first aid rolls for each wound you've got.
Okay. So that means so I'll take that first one on my first wound, which was a 7-point wound. So that gives me 3 back.
Yep.
So then I can get a.
So now you need to test first aid for your other 2 wounds.
Okay.
I would say it's probably all the same person. It's some battlefield surgeon.
And okay, so Herawd has a first aid of 15, so I'm just gonna roll mine, just so that it comes up pretty.
Ooh, nice.
Crit. So that means I get double, right?
Yep, 2 D3s.
Well,
wow. That's the kind of roll you expect of a man who received a through armor side torso critical of a Gauss rifle.
All right, and then one more first aid roll. And it's only a 1-point wound, so I automatically heal it. But that does bring me above major wound, so my chirurgery unchecks. So therefore, I don't have to worry that Herawd is going to go unconscious during the feast.
Oh, well.
All right, I need help with this interpretation.
Okay.
So, I've been going with the fact that under mortal wounds, it says that so this was first aid must restore enough hit points to give the character at least 1 current hit point. Thus, if a character is more than 5 negative, the wound is always fatal since first aid can't restore more than 6 hit points. That's for mortal wounds. But a mortal wound is when you take damage equal to your total hit points in a single hit.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a whole bunch of small wounds, but you're still negative,
mm-hmm. You're right.
Maybe you can still be saved.
Correct. I would say that yes, you could still be saved because you can first aid each of those wounds to get hit points back.
You still need to get it above 1 though, obviously.
Yeah.
Are we about to bring Herawd back? Is that what's about to Gwgan? Yeah.
Well, technically, it could have also saved Wayne because Wayne died from death of 1,000 cuts. He had 8 different wounds, and it was the last one.
Well, James, it's really way too late to bring Wayne back.
We're about 5 years. 5 years, but I think Gwgan can still live.
I accept your interpretation. YouTube comments will let me know, how correct that is. No, I don't like this one. All right, let's keep moving. Make your rolls. A giant white space. That's not bad.
All right, so could somebody who's decent at first aid actually make the roll?
15 is pretty decent, but you know what, James? Yeah. I'll let you roll a d4 and take 15 plus d4.
No. 15's better. I'm just saying 15's better than anything I've got on my sheet. That's all. So I'm happy to take the 15.
Go ahead.
So you can. So I've got 4 separate wounds.
Someone sees a very important knight that was leading the battle fall and goes in to help them.
Well, I think Miffy and Khalid are hey, we need to get this guy to the medics straight away.
So, Glimo, is that?
I can roll it, or you can roll it.
I'm happy to do it. I'll do it. I'll do it on my sheet.
Let's have James do it. Let's have him choose the form of his own destruction.
I'll say don't put this on. Don't put this on.
Fail.
Yeah.
So 3 successes, but a crit. I think a critical failure is minus D3.
Fumble, you lose hit points.
Yeah, so I'm probably still going to die. So it'll be roll 3D3 minus 1D3. Not exactly enough to bring me back to 1, but unconscious.
You see a humble friar kneeling on his knees before you, just like saying, "My lord, you have to save him. This is the man that brought peace with Duke Gorlo. It was his prayers that reached your ears, my lord. A humble Hispanic priest is here to beseech you on his behalf." And you're like, am I alive? Am I dead? Is this real? Is it a dream? Is this guy speaking with a Spanish accent in the middle of England in 490? And then you fall back into a dark and dreamless sleep where you still are not dead.
Yeah, but still unconscious and maddened.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you wake up, it's going to be a whole different thing, but I'm just glad we don't need to make not only another character, but force me to change the overlay once again. That's my real pleasure in life, is not changing the overlay.
I'll wake up in 3 weeks. Natural healing.
Which actually, so with the new 6th edition rules, your madness may have expired at that point. Unless we're prorating it for the madness kicks in when you wake up.
I feel like the madness kicks in when you wake. I don't think you can overcome deep emotional stress in your sleep.
I got to come out of this coma first.
Yeah.
You wake up and you put a headband on, you go, I've still got business to deal with.
But that also means everything gets split 3 ways for the banner rather than just the 2 between Mitzi.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, let me redo rewards here real quick. So James is going to end up with a healthy proportion of 18 pounds and a new charger. And let's see here. So glory is 45 around.
Yeah. Well, no.
Obscene.
It's 90 around.
Double for victory.
The decisive victory. Yeah.
And then double again for any crits. So double for crits. Well, that comes at the end of the year. So
yeah. But we should, like, we need to.
And then how much is it for partial success?
That I don't know.
Half.
Partial success is
half. Okay. 25. Wow, James is gonna make out like a thieving bandit from this.
Yeah.
Kendric
gets the first round.
3. No. Herawd didn't go out in the first round.
No. Yeah,
Herawd went down in round 3.
The first round.
Round 3, yeah.
90 and then 90. Holy shit! Herawd is gonna leap. Or sorry, Gwgan is gonna leap forward, and then Kendric just gets 90, and Herawd gets 90 as well.
Was there a bonus for the banner as well?
There is a bonus for the banner. I'm working on it. It's 100 divided 3.
84.
No, that's wrong.
84 apiece. For the banner.
Yes, divided 3 ways. Yep, 84. Okay, yeah. Okay.
An additional 8.3 Libra for the banner divided among each of them. So they all get, because that's 25 pounds.
Yeah, it's 22 total, because you get 14 plus 8 plus a charger.
Well, but the 14 is for anybody who participated.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. His total is 22.
Gotcha, okay.
Yep.
You said 18 before. It's 22?
Yes, it should be 22. Whatever I said was wrong. I'm having it's a day, guys. It's a rough day.
No worries.
Look, we brought Gwgan back from the dead. Okay,
yeah, but you're looking happy though, so it's okay.
I mean, what can I say? Chibi AP was designed to show the positivity I've never had in my heart. Can't you look into the dark, black depths of his eyes and see where no soul remains? I'm saying that while smiling. This is incredible.
Oh my god.
She did such good work.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I feel like with your animated background there, AP, you need to be giving like a British, one of those shows where like an old guy just goes and talks about the country, like, I've been across this country from top to bottom, and I've seen many things.
No. I'll do it the American way. I'll do This American Life.
Yeah.
I set out this morning on a journey in order to find some small part of peace in the small fishing town of Portland.
Portland on my jumper. Sorry, on my sweater. Sorry for those of you.
I think now is a good time to take a break so that when we come back, we can start the Great Victory Feast.
So you said there's no glory working. So you're doing glory working? Or was that? Did I miss something?
The glory is technically done at the end of the year.
Okay,
yeah, it's just.
So I was just doing the math so that later I wouldn't forget.
Sorry. Okay, I'm not sure I didn't miss something.
We'll record it all later. Listen, you're easily going to be pulling in a significant portion of 1,000, so it's a big battle for you. All right, friends, we'll be back in about 5 minutes for the middle part. Stick around. With the power of God and anime on our sides, we have returned. Oh, we've done a lot here so far, but there's one thing we haven't done. And that is, Knead, I need a battle roll from you to finish out the battle.
Shit, I just put the book back. Boone, do you have it open as to what Young Knight's battle roll is? Otherwise, I'll find it.
Young Knights have a battle of 10.
Okay.
This is your follower's fate.
That can't possibly go wrong.
14.
Failure.
14 out of 10, unless you'll give me any modifiers to it for Knead kicking so much ass.
How many Young Knights did you bring?
I brought, I think I said all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have a -5 to this as well?
Meefy, Knead, and 3 other cousins.
Interesting.
Well, we know Meefy survived.
Knead and 3 other cousins. Interesting. Hold on a sec.
So this is also like the fate of followers is for skirmish rules.
Yes.
I don't know that it.
I'm just applying. We rolled to go into it with this, so
okay.
We're rolling to go out with this as well. On skirmish. So hold on. You may have accidentally succeeded.
I was gonna say, if you'll give me his hate Saxons on top of it, then
No.
Okay.
You can ask me for a lot, but not that.
Okay.
Where are the skirmish rules again? That's battle.
Yeah, well, battle is what? So skirmish rules are in...
There we go, page 128.
Yeah.
It's the end of combat chapter.
Yeah.
Not the battle. We're just doing the skirmish. Okay, your tactics modifier in your battle roll was a -5, and you carry that forward to followers' fate. So your roll is a -5, I believe. Is that not correct? Or does your skill lower by 5?
No, the skill lowers by 5.
Okay, so this is still a failure for you.
Yeah.
As a result of that, that means that since we already know Meefy and Knead survived, 2 of your cousins, one is killed and one is captured, and the third one is alive but wounded.
Now, let me ask you a question, AP.
Yes?
When you asked us, did we want to bring any followers, you pitched the benefit would be that the extra followers could potentially get us more wealth from, from capturing stuff from the battlefield. So
yeah.
Is that represented only in what Meefy and Kennard did? Or I'm just sort of identifying.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
I'm just identifying, is there a payoff for bringing? Because obviously it didn't seem like there was much of a payoff for bringing followers.
Hold on. So. You're right. Let me roll battle roll for the people you were skirmishing against.
Also, theoretically, since they were participants in the battle, they would get the plunder. I mean, maybe not the dead ones, but
let's see here. That is a success. No Saxons were captured, unfortunately. They rolled low enough to be successful. So it is only what Mifi and Kinid captured will come back to the houses. I suppose it's up to Herawd to decide whether he wants to take the money off of their hands or allow them to keep it for themselves.
Or you could take a portion.
You could, you could ask for a tithe.
Did you mark down how many Thanes and Horthganats we captured as well?
Kinid captured 1 Thane. Mifi captured 1 Horthganat. Herawd captured 2 Horthganats. So the answer to that is yes, I did.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna roll a D3.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna go in age order to see who's dead.
Sure.
3, so that would be the youngest. Gwyfer is dead. So let me edit this on my sheet. Dead in 490. Hello. All right.
Yep.
And then I will roll a D2 to see which one of the other 2 gets captured. 1. So Wraith gets captured.
The Saxons, after the battle, under flag of truce, will offer to trade your Thane for, is it Breed?
Wraith.
Wraith. They will swap for swap.
Don't lowball him. He knows what he's got.
Look, that Thane is used, all right? This young knight just came out. It's the latest model.
Herawd will accept.
Okay.
No.
No?
No. Herawd's petty, but not when it comes to family. I was trying to decide if he would ask for Weregild on top of it, but
you know what?
I'm gonna say that Herawd is petty, but not when it comes to family.
Go ahead and take a check and love family. Your passion.
Thank you.
I love that you've overcome your pettiness and greed for this. The battle was long.
Only for this.
The battle was long and hard won, though many men are dead and sorely wounded. Everyone else is exuberant. In Lincoln, the Duke, whose lands have been saved from pillaging this year, has a victory feast spread through the entire castle. So the bailey is an expanse of impromptu tables spread with abundant food and beer. All knights present may attempt a temperate indulgent roll. I suppose that's Herawd is awake, right?
Herawd, yeah.
Herawd is awake. Herawd is usually indulgent. Can I just say that he is, or
yeah, you can attempt indulgent.
So you can choose which one you want to check.
Yeah, you can choose temperate or indulgent, and then you make the roll. And if you succeed, you get a check. If you fail, you roll the other.
I will roll indulgent.
Very well.
I will fumble.
Critical.
So you got to roll temperate now. Oh yes.
All right. It goes the opposite direction.
So that means I lose a point of indulgent.
No, you don't lose it.
No, it's not a passion.
Yeah, you just tick.
Okay. I just
temperate now.
Temperate.
But
okay.
but you are forced to act temperately because of your passion.
So, RP wise, I think Herawd really wants to get drunk, but the chirurgeon has told him that if he has too much,
you cannot drink now. It will cause holes in your stomach and disbalance your humors. You must remain temperate at this time and pray in the name of what's your god again?
Goifnu. The god of drinking.
Goifnu will understand, my child.
Yeah. Look, you have too much yellow bile. That's what it comes down to.
You really got to up that red game.
With my black bile.
Ironically, Kneed is seated much higher than you because he is a notable hero, having captured the banner of King Octus. So you get to look on in jealousy as Kneed is seated at the table of the king. The king orders entertainers to amuse everyone and pass through the halls, and many people are indeed amused. At one point, a bevy of beautiful, well-dressed noblewomen enter, taking up ranks along one side of the hall. One of them steps forward. Her beauty and stature are particularly breathtaking, like those of a woman in a dream, and her voice is like music. I need you to attempt a lustful roll, which is particularly bad for you. Oh my god, a critical success!
Wait a minute. That something went wrong.
Oh?
I do not have a 20 in lustful.
Well, then that is a critical fail.
Yeah, you rolled... check and make sure that your lustful should probably be a 13. Since
my lustful is a 13, so I'm not sure what happened.
Make sure it's not 130.
No, well, let me...
Because it won't show the 0 if it is.
That's exactly what it was.
It's showing as 130 in the dart rolling box, yep.
Okay, yep.
Its lustful was too powerful.
All right, so what did I actually roll?
You still rolled a 20. You still critically fumbled.
No, because it added onto it.
You rolled a 16.
16, yeah. So it was a fail.
Which would still be a fail.
Just a regular
not a crit fail.
All right, so now you roll chaste. Okay, you failed that as well. You have managed to thread the needle of neither getting lustful Igraine or amour Igraine. You have perfectly managed to negotiate this situation without getting fucked.
Sad for Herawd.
Igraine begins by reciting a poem of victory to praise King Uther, and the women behind her provide a chorus in clear, ringing words. A knight who failed his lustful roll, but succeeded at chase. Okay, so you didn't get either of those. There is a slight smattering of applause. The various drunken, victorious nobles are just like, yeah, great. Uther just looks at Igraine weirdly and watches her leave, and you hear many nearby remarking that
Kendric need first aid or chirurgery or...
Yeah, he would. Yes.
Because I know we handled Herawd and Owain.
Stop stepping off this moment. Arthur is giving this text exposition, and suddenly
I was just trying to figure out if there was a chance that if he
no. Just you have managed to successfully navigate this encounter.
I got all my damage in one hit.
Okay,
so it didn't kill me, but I am unconscious and I will be staying unconscious.
Okay, so you're not here. Okay.
Yeah, no, I am not here.
Uther stares boldly, and beside him, Duke Borleau frowns. That will cap out the feast at Lincoln. Earl Roderick is going to remain in Iberacum, and he must dispatch his knights, although the question is, I believe it's at least 3 weeks of healing for some of you.
Yep.
Spoon, what are you at?
So it's going to be... it's going to be quite a bit. So my healing rate is 3 weeks.
I think it would be reasonable to say that out of the 3 options, you are essentially forced to remain in Iberacum with the Earl rather than go elsewhere. Sure, it's simply not possible.
Yeah.
All right, so we get to skip the cool... the Christmas Court. Would you like to go to Christmas Court with Uther?
Sorry, how many weeks? When was he leaving?
Sorry, who's leaving? They're leaving immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the king does not
Herawd
wait
probably...
3 weeks for knights to heal. He's setting out to go on his progress.
Yeah, I mean, Herawd's moving around, but would not be a good fighter.
Yep. I mean, you're hurt. Your allies are down. You know, you're down 2 cousins as well. It's a rough time for everybody. Christmas Court with your boy Uther is at London, or you can just have a quiet Christmas back at home at Salisbury.
So is my madness resolved by Christmas, or am I still
your madness?
Yeah.
You know what? For the first time, we're going to do a solo scenario.
Okay.
But hold on. Let me go look at the solo scenarios here real quick. I like this one. I don't think I even have done this with any of the other, 4 times I've run Pendragon. Because most of the time, when people get madness, they're standing right next to another knight and they just punch him in the face.
Yeah, no. I cast off my armor and disappeared into the wilderness.
I don't think you're going to do that, actually.
Okay, no.
Let's see here. I would like you to roll a d10.
Okay.
Go and find Blaine's.
That's a 4.
Very well. Let's take a look here. The Uther Period Adventures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh.
So you're giving him an adventure?
Ooh. Yep. I mean, they're just one roll.
So
they're pretty short.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I need to go check something real quick. My model is smiling, but so am I. Here. Okay, let's see here. That's 491. That's not what I'm looking for. Go. Grizz. Where is Nohout? Nohaut on this map?
That's in the north.
Is very north.
It's super deep
Yeah,
in the
right
north.
right near Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah,
but we were at Lindsay though, so it's not that far from. It's only
that's true.
A few weeks from Lindsay.
Yeah, it's not that far from Eberachan.
Yeah.
Well, Sir Gwgan, when you next awaken, you find yourself having come out of your madness in Nohout. How do we pronounce this? Is that right?
Nohout.
Around you, there are knights. They don't appear to be slain, but you have apparently fought other knights, and there may be even horses around you. I would like you to make a selfish roll real quick.
Okay. We can selfish. I passed.
I would like you to make a loyalty lord roll.
Okay. I failed.
Okay. So you are looking, you have apparently stolen a Rouncy, and there is about 18 pounds of loot taken from it. You have raided but not pillaged some random knight in Nahout of valuables in their mansion. You've got huge blocks of cheese. I don't mean you go to the grocery store and you buy a brick of cheddar cheese. I'm talking a 40-pound, you could use it as a wagon wheel sized thing of cheese. You've got that. You've got someone's candelabra and their good silver in this bag. So you can write down that you have 18 pounds that in your madness you have engaged 2 knights who you've knocked unconscious here, and it looks like you've left a trail of unconscious commoners behind you. And you look around. When you make your way back to what appears to be your camp, you've also absconded with 3 cattle. Okay. Now, you could, of course, choose to leave all these things here, but you've won these rightfully in battle, and, pillaging and raiding is normal. It's pretty far north. No one will ever know. that you did this. You could bring it all with you. Big money.
So I think that under the circumstances, what I will do is I will take it with me, but I will, the first cathedral I come across, not just like, village church, because 18 libra is too much. The first, like, when I get to somewhere like Lindsay or, even further south, I will donate these ill-gotten goods to the church and confess to my sins.
Ooh, I like that. Let's make a roll on that. I think we'll start with whatever the opposite of it changes. It used to be called worldly.
Yeah, it's called.
It's still called worldly.
Spiritual.
Yeah, make a spiritual roll. Okay. Make a spiritual roll. If you fail, we'll make a worldly. Very well. Take a check mark in spiritual.
Okay.
Ashamed by the actions you have done under the effects of your madness, you absolve yourself of sin by asking for your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ mercy, and you have received it. The local bishop is very glad to see 3 head of oxen, a new horse, and a nice candelabra.
20 pounds of silver.
I am going to hand in as well my plenary indulgence for my selfishness. So it's...
He fully absolves your sin.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, you could just see him like patting your back, and he just says, "Ah, yes, my child. I, Bishop Rathaniel, find you completely absolved of any wrongdoing here. The Lord looks favorably upon you. Nothing in your heart remains of evil. Sin has been cleansed. Go with God." Thank you so much for your donation. Yes.
The Lord's light shines on us all.
I want to make sure I'm welcome in the kingdom of heaven when the time comes. So.
Of course. Remember, the more you give away in this life, the more you'll have in the next. You could see he's taking the candelabra out of the bag and placing it in the priory. Sorry, in the rectory. Just like at his dinner table. Oh, yeah, this will serve the Lord's needs quite. And, he's just like sticking a candle on it and goes, oh, it gives off such clear light. You get no glory for this solo scenario, but you find yourself healthy and in good spirit when you return to Salisbury with the other knights. Which does beg the question again, would you like to go to Christmas with Uther, which will be a big deal, but things could happen, and many of you may either be ashamed or still wounded, or you can return to Salisbury.
So how long is it until Christmas?
Probably like 2 or 3 months.
Okay. So we would be back in.
I would be fully healed at that point.
Sure.
Yeah. I think we should go to
fully healed. Yeah. Well, no, probably because 4. That's another 12. So not fully healed, but enough for a feast, probably.
I think going to on the year of the Battle of Lindsay, I think going to the King's Court is a fair thing.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Uther keeps many of his nobles close to him as he progresses through the realm, always asking for their advice. But of course, they all have their own holdings to take care of. And so one by one, he has released them to return to his own lands. And yet, rumor says, Gorlo asks to go back to his lands every day, but he and the Duchess of Grain are not allowed to go. You find yourself at the court at London, which is certainly not a bad place to winter over. At the feast, Duke Gorlo and the Duchess of Grain, Duke Lindsay, Duke Ulfius, many other lords, but specifically not Roderick. There is gossip, there is news, there is royal conversation with the king, and there is intrigue. What would you like to do in the winter time of 490? 490. I almost said 491. Give me a break here.
So what's the general vibe on the Saxon situation? We've just beaten a king,
It's huge. I mean, they captured, I believe, both Octa and Eosa. The banner was captured as well. This is considered to be a overwhelming military success. so many dukes are falling into line behind Uther. Uther is a victorious king. You hear word that Uther has been showing off Excalibur more and more. And the word is that the Knights of the Axe, the Order of the Axe, have been spoken of. Like, who the members are not clear. Like, people don't know your names, but they do know that the Order of the Axe helped retrieve Excalibur. And so that group has gained more status than the three of you have gained. Uther tells the story pretty much every night, pulling the sword out and mesmerizing people with it. It is really looking like it's going to solidify behind a High King Uther situation, especially with the king and Gorlo apparently being rumored to be great friends. At the very least, Uther finds Gorlo's military advice indispensable, which some people think is pretty unusual since the king is regarded to be one of the finest tacticians that's ever lived. Overall, this is probably the strongest the military has been in years, certainly since Vortigern.
One more question: is Igraine in court?
Yes.
Those of us who
Gorlo and Igraine are both here?
So do we now have to make those rolls?
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's pop off.
I failed lustful.
Very well.
I passed chase, so I think I get an more. Is that right?
You do. You gain a more grain equal to the number of points by which you succeeded.
Okay, so succeeded by 4.
So I fail lustful and succeed chase. So I
you
also
are a more of 6.
And a more of 6. That's a passion, right?
Passion.
Yes, you're simping. Yeah, it's a directed trait.
Oh, sorry, directed trait. Okay.
Yep. So whenever it involves Igraine, you add it.
Gotcha.
All of you wish your Oshi well. You enjoy her music and her dancing, and you love her so much, but you would never besmirch her by perhaps even talking to her. You just make t-shirts of her, body pillows that you leave in the background of your Twitch videos. Look, man, Amor has really come back around in the age of super simping. Yeah, y'all are in love. A different kind of love, especially given that you're married, but
listen, we just admire
Courtly
her.
love.
She's the ideal woman.
I mean, it's 50 years early, but courtly love.
Indeed. It is not yet the age of romance, one would say. I ask of you, what would any of you like to do?
Is Sir Urig the Coney Eater?
Sir Urig the Coney Eater. I have that name written down here. I apologize. I don't remember why I wrote it down.
He is my Tintagel.
Your counterpart, your buddy from another mother. Yes. Sir Urig is here as part of Gorlo's unhappy contingent. Yeah, do you want to go talk to him?
Absolutely.
He and the rest of the knights of Gorlo, the Tintagel and Terrible and Terribil and Cornwall knights are standoffish and maybe even a little skittish. Many of them appear to be uncomfortable with neither arms nor weapons. Armor nor arms nearby. Can I have made a falconry roll to catch some rabbits for him? Yes, of course. Go ahead. Amazing. This man is straight go. Okay. You come back with your falcon, and your falcon just looks at you. He's got nothing for you, in the words of Survivor. Bion, I got nothing for you. Go back to camp. Sorry, I've been watching too much Survivor lately. You head over to the Coney Eater. I think that you are surrounded by suspicious eyes, but the men of Cornwall make way for you. No one is stopping you, but you know that whatever you say in this conversation will be spread around the court of Gorlo, for sure. Sir Yurig is pushing some loose peas around a meat sauce, kind of lethargically, and he looks up and nods and says, "Ah, sir, you have done well this year, from what I hear. I understand your cousin managed to take a banner in your stead. A great honor upon your house."
I thank you, Sir Yurig, and I apologize that I was not at home to offer you hospitality earlier this year. As you've heard, I was on campaign in the north.
Okay. Well, I was also on campaign in the north all year long. I have not been able to write you back as I have been at horse for many, many days.
I understand, good sir, and but I'm glad that we're here at the Yuletide feasts.
Make a suspicious roll.
Is
Silchester reply?
No, absolutely not. In no way.
It's okay. Herawd's well known for being very suspicious.
Yes, I succeed.
In the words of Brennan Lee Mulligan, does it strain credulity that a hawk is helping you with surgery? You succeed. You have said, like, oh yeah, I understand how bad your problems are. He looks at you with a hollow, soulless look in his eyes that indicates you know nothing. Like, it's bad for the Knights of Gorlo. You don't know what's going on. You haven't known what's going on. But for a knight to be like in the Hall of Uther, to be this filled with apathy and rage, not good. Very bad.
Let me stand you an ale. Come with me.
He looks around to the other knights, nods, and he stands to go with you. And something about the air of the place changes. Like, once he's away from everyone else, the groupthink of simmering hatred begins to come away. It's not like he's instantly like, oh man, rainbows and sunshines, look at my little model, I'm smiling, yeah! No, he's not there yet. He still has that dark look in his eyes, but it's nowhere near as bad. And he says, I am glad to talk to you. Herawd, it has not gone as I had hoped. Lindsay was a great victory, and I was honored to fight there, but this year, I wonder if indeed, by following the king's progress, And he doesn't say anything else. You get the feeling that maybe he doesn't want to slander anyone in the process or speak ill of others, but there is something there at the edge of what he was about to say.
My friend, we're brothers at arms. We've bled together on the fields. What can I do to help? Can I unburden you?
He hands you an envelope. It has a red wax seal with some sort of emblem of like a slightly offset cross. So rather than them intersecting in the middle, they intersect kind of in the lower left quadrant. And he says, tomorrow there will be a brawl to celebrate the Yule in the light of day. Well, you are, I suppose, invited as a guest of mine. I shall fight there in the mud pits if you would like to join me as well.
Absolutely.
Very well. Join me for Smash.
Oh my God. I was like, what is this symbol? What's the symbol that's a cross? And that, I was like, okay. I get it now.
Perfect. It's being hosted by Sir Sakurai, of course. Notable leader of many mud pit fights. Hyrule Castle, Final Destination.
Up B.
I have to stop making these shitty jokes. I'm really bringing the quality of the show down. But for real, there will be a sort of tournament in a way. It's just no jousting or other things like that. It'll just be a brutal brawl.
Just brawling.
A melee.
Melee, yes, indeed, was the word I was searching for but could not remember. It seems as if these knights in particular have found themselves wanting to let off some steam in a acceptable fashion and have chosen to melee it away. You are invited.
We'll go to watch.
Very well.
Yeah, I think Kendric would go to watch as well, but once we're finished with the feast.
If it's possible, AP, and I'm happy to do this afterwards, I'm not sure the exact timing, but I would like to. So effectively, I want to announce something to the Knights of Roderick and Roderick. This is the King's Court, so I don't need everybody's attention, but I need an opportunity, if possible, just to sort of announce something to the Knights of my region, basically.
The Salisbury contingent.
Oh, interesting.
If possible. Yeah.
I think that such a thing would probably have been done before the feast, because everyone would be sorted not by, while seated, they wouldn't be sorted by regionality, but by honor.
Yeah, or it could be after the feast as well. Like once the feasting is ended and it's now like the mingling. I'm happy to do it
all right, yeah, sure. I feel like we should do that later then, because we do have the feast to get to. But yeah, we'll pop off.
Yeah, just throwing out my intention.
Melee. And before the melee, we are doing Gwgan's announcement to Roderick Court. All right. Kendric to Pitton. Would you like to do anything that takes place in the here and now?
Yeah, so at the feast, I think Kendric is just I think you did you mention Maddock was here or no?
I don't believe Maddock is actually here.
Okay, well, in the absence
the king
of the prince, here. Yeah, in the absence of the prince, I think and Kendric has been recovering. So I think he's basically just going to go around and talk to people from outside of Salisbury and kind of just try and make friends, but also get news of the land. So like basically like common news.
Very well.
So like not like intriguey stuff, just
you're getting news. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. You pick up the following piece of information. Northern Saxons are smoked. Both of their kings are not only defeated, but captured. King Uther is extremely happy and very proud. And he's also proud of Prince Maddock and his lords. And there are rumors among the lowest ranking knights who have been on... it's only the ones who went on progress with him, but there are rumors that they are spreading that he is going to advance Prince Maddock to be not just a prince, but also a duke or something. So he will have his own independent command.
Nice. Okay.
It's very normal for a prince to be like a duke of this and that. But, Maddock is a bastard, so this is a big move for him. He's no longer just crown prince. He's now, more than just heir apparent. He's really being set up as something big.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Swinging back around again.
In the real world, the Crown Prince of England is also the Duke of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Yes. Although I believe Crown Princes are usually Duke of something. So
yeah.
So once Charles became king, it passed to his son, basically. Yeah.
Yep. This might surprise you, but in the year 490, in the fictional world of King Arthur Pendragon, the current British incredibly complex system of inheritance.
Duke of Wales, not Duke of Edinburgh, Duke of Wales.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, Prince of Wales, I would suspect.
Prince of Wales, yeah, Prince of Wales, but yeah.
We come back around to Gwgan. Is there something you want to do in the here and now rather than the after and not here?
Would it be appropriate to approach Gorlo, or is he too high above the salt for that to be an appropriate interaction?
You fought in Lindsay. You got some criticals. You got some captures. I feel like you would need an introduction of some kind, but it would not be unusual for a hero of your caliber to be introduced to Gorlo. I don't know if you know someone who has that sort of pull.
Yeah, I'm not really connected unless my wife.
I was going to say your wife.
Has
absolutely. You know what? I feel like your wife was one of the dancers with Igraine, and she has ushered you in. She's just off camera talking to Igraine, who is partially on camera. Gorlo sits looking like a true stoic. He looks like an unhappy version of Marcus Aurelius, aged in his 50s, weathered lines, crow's feet. He nods and says, I am Gorlo, Cornwall, Integel and Terrible, and also just some small place in France. I'm actually king of some place in France, but we don't talk about that because I'm English. What Your can Grace, I do for you, great knight?
Your Grace, I am Sir Gwgan of Shrewton, one of the knights of Earl Roderick. I was present both at the river in Cornwall, where I prayed for calmer heads to prevail, and they did. And I was also in the Battle of Lindsay. Although I fell towards the end of the battle, the last thing I saw was you breaking the right flank, the Saxon flank, and the giant Eosa. I simply wish to pay homage to your grace for your skill at arms and your calmness of consideration.
He gives you an appraising look. You can tell that Gorlo is no dummy. This is a extremely powerful, physically but also politically, a well-connected and fiercely independent man who looks at you as you speak of your own personal successes and says, you prayed for peace at Cornwall.
Indeed. I pray for a united Britain.
He takes your hands and he puts his hands over them. So he's like squeezing your hands and he says, I will speak with my steward and have him send you 4 chickens. You are an honorable and just knight, and I have heard that you are a member of the Order of the Axe. This is true, is it not?
That's correct, yes.
Can you tell me, and he leans in close to you, what do you know of the wizard Merlin? I heard he was present at the recovery of the sword Excalibur.
That was before I joined the order, but I know that I serve in the stead of my cousin who fell at that encounter. The other members of the order, Sir Herawd and Sir Kendric, were both present for that.
Would you say that Merlin was responsible for the death of your cousin?
That was partially the feeling I received from my brothers.
So the other members of the Order of the Axe are wary of the wizard.
Indeed. Yes. As should we not be wary of a wizard who purports himself to be the son of the devil?
You are very wise indeed. Very wise indeed. I do not have many knights outside of my lands that I maintain communication with, but I would find letters to your place if you would converse with me throughout the years.
Indeed, I have studied Latin and would happily write to you.
Very well. My steward will see that you receive your chickens and my letters. Go now in peace with my blessings.
Yeah, all eggs of the chickens will be given to my populace and told they are a gift from the king, also the Duke of Cornwall, so
and
that they know
a very small portion of France. Very small.
Yes, so they know of your benevolence. And I take my leave before I say anything, but might upset anybody.
Okay, you can write down that you have 4 Cornwallish chickens.
Okay. I'll roll for them in the horse dying phase of each.
Could you say that you have 4 Cornish hens?
Yeah, perfect. Why not? Didn't even think of that. I heard their meat is a little gamey. I believe that leads us back to Herawd to take upon any actions you would wish.
I'm guessing by the scene that just happened that Merlin is not in attendance.
Merlin, listen, that motherfucker Merlin ain't here. Comes and goes. He comes and goes. Truly is a chameleon.
Rod is Duke Ulfius here?
Yep.
Rod is going to make a nuisance of himself and go
and... Oh my god.
You Duke Ulfius.
Very well.
I'm not thwarting your plans this year, Glimo.
You move forward in the hall to where the Duke of Silchester is. You can see that he has positioned himself as a sort of blocking force for the king. The king is having royal conversations with those who approach him, but occasionally that line stops so that the king may also have conversations with truly important people about truly important topics. And the person who is chief of staff of those meetings, who decides who goes to the line of the common lords and who gets a direct conversation with Uther, is decided by Ulfius. So Ulfius has his own line that is the true place of power. And it's like a bouncer. If you are powerful enough to talk to Uther or have important enough business, Ulfius will see you. If not, he sends you to the back of the line to try to make your way to the front when it's not as important for the king to see you. Are you waiting in line, or are you just stepping to Ulfius?
Oh, just stepping up.
Okay. You make your way up to Ulfius. He gestures for you to sit down coldly while he cuts a little piece of chicken with a knife and a fork and eats it.
I know he's like modern day Secretary of State, but what's his official title?
Duke.
Remind me.
He's Duke.
Okay, but I
Duke of the Vale.
within the.
Oh, he doesn't have a special title in Uther's court. He's just known to be the second in command.
Okay. My Lord Duke.
It's your grace. It may be difficult since Salisbury does not have a duke for you to remember courtesy. You like that one, Spoon?
I mean, not only did he just insult Sir Herawd, he also doubled down, insulted Earl Roderick.
I mean, Glimo said, "I'm coming over here to bother Ulfius," and Ulfius went opening salvo.
I'm not saying it wasn't warranted, but like, damn.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
He's like, "Y'all, you come over here? You best not miss."
Oh, I'm quite sorry. How is your Earl, by the way?
My Earl? I have no Earl in my lands. Do you ask after?
Isn't Blaine's an Earl?
No, Blaine's just
Steward of Laverton.
Blaine's a steward. He's just a regular knight, a very powerful knight.
Okay,
he's not even a baron.
I thought he was. Okay, never mind.
He is serving in the place of someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm so very sorry, Your Grace. And how is your steward?
You mean the steward of Levkamekis? Not my steward.
Oh, he's a steward of your lands now, isn't he?
He is a steward of someone's holdings in my lands. You ask after him, you should know that he is well. He has never been as pious or Christian as he is now. A truly changed man, perhaps for the better. Although I lament that I miss my old friend.
Well, I will once again put out there, Your Grace, that should one day you find yourself in need of someone who understands certain intrigues, I am, as always, at our king's disposal.
Hold on. Did you come over here to start trouble and then you fucking job applicated this guy?
So Herawd actually said this last time that he, stepped up to Ulfius. He also kind of tried to put in a good word for himself.
Okay.
While punching down on Blaine's. But, if he no longer has comebacks about Blaine's, if he's realized that Blaine's is useless to him now, and there's a power vacuum, Herawd is absolutely willing to step up and fill that void.
He gestures with his knife for you to sit down in front of him, and there are a bit of gasps from knights behind you, including banner knights and barons who have watched other barons go in front of them and not be offered a seat. And you are you're not exactly a no-name knight, like people have heard of you, but I mean,
yeah, but
you're hardly the most famous. Or
I'm at the bottom of the
rich.
2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not nobody, but there's a lot of somebodies ahead of you, and you're being offered a seat. Ulfius gestured for you to sit down.
I will take a seat.
He places a glass of wine in front of you and a glass of wine in front of him. And he says, you have until I have finished this glass to tell me what is happening in this court. If your keen senses can suss out the issues, I may consider you of some use to the realm. And he begins getting a little sniffy sniff inside that glass, swirling it around. I don't drink wine, so I assume he's releasing the tannins. He's relaxed or something. There's terminology. I'm sorry. I'm not a sommelier. It's an intrigue roll, my friend.
Is there any passion that I can legitimate Can I add my
Uther?
suspicious Silchester?
No, there's no way you can add suspicious Silchester to this. That would be true if you were looking for a Silchesterian plot. He wants to look. He wants you to look at the realm, listen to what people are saying from what you can overhear, and suss out the real truth of what's happening here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any sort of loyalty, Uther?
I do not have loyalty, Uther. I have loyalty, Lord.
I don't think your loyalty to Roderick matters here. I would allow you to call upon honor, if only because failure in honor could be so damaging to yourself. You have put yourself out here in front of dozens of knights, and your name is on the line here. It is certainly on the lips of the people here. You could call upon honor, and I think only honor in this situation.
Oh, I fail.
Okay,
it is not a famous trait for me. It's a 15.
So it's not horrible for you.
I mean, it's nothing. It's just I don't get a bonus.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay. Roll a 1.
Okay, that's all you need, really. You look around, you're listening to what people are saying. It's not even that. You look at Uther, and you are seeing a man who does not want to be sitting in the chair he's sitting in. He is elevated to the highest chair here in London. This feast should be the high point of his career. He should be moments away from being called High King. Military commander, overwhelming success, enemies in chains. His closest rivals are now his greatest allies. But you see a man who is, in a Shakespearean way, bound by his own unhappiness. He looks sleepless, restless, and unhappy. There is talk throughout the court of the great bounty, the army of retaliation that marched against King Malahut's enemies. It should be such a huge bounty of cash, an immense surplus that has only just reached his ears. But he is not happy. He is restless in his chair. Go ahead and mark intrigue, by the way. You get a check.
Thank you.
This is a big one to succeed on. Would have been bigger if you critted, but we can't all be perfect. Do you say anything to Ulfius?
Yeah.
The eyes of the court are upon you. At the very least, the eyes of your jealous rivals behind you in the line.
I will ask for quill and ink, as I don't believe that these things should be spoken out loud.
Ooh, wise,
in
wise.
This hall.
He has gotten to the point where he is starting to drink from his glass, but he gestures for a squire of his, he has several, to bring him a page and ink, quill, has them preferred before you. The squire kind of like gives you a little half curtsy and then a bow and says, "Of course, my lord, right here," and he positions them where a plate would be and perhaps should be.
So Herawd will write that there is no happiness in the upper court. He's not going to name names, but he's going to lay out the, in case anyone sees this, he will not put names to this, but he will say that there's no happiness in the upper court, and lay this out in a couple of quick bullet points and fold it and slide it across the table to Ulfius.
He finishes his glass, puts it down, picks up your piece of paper, reads it twice, looks at you, hands the paper to one of his squires who goes to burn it in the Great Hall's fireplace, and he says, "I need your earnest vow of service to the realm of Logris. My model looks too happy and not serious enough for the sternness that could be displayed right here. A drawback for sure."
course, my lord. I live to serve.
You will hear from me with instructions. Do not use any titles as cringy as Agent of the Court. You are an ear for the king. Do not let me hear you saying that to people. Be of use to the realm. Go with God. I suppose go with your God.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Yule. Yes, James, it's the Impossible Mission Force. Because they're British, it'll probably be called something even more pretentious.
Am I something?
Special activities. Okay, well, I don't remember who we left off at on our way around the room, but we're at break time again, so I suppose when we come back, we'll figure out if anyone else has anything to do in this court. Stick around through the break. We'll be back in 5. Well. We've returned for the final part.
I have one question about this.
Okay.
Last scene. Do I now get a passion of loyalty Uther?
Oh, you know what? Let's make a roll. 3d6, I think. Praise for your loyalty for your great lord. That's entirely average, I believe.
Well, average would be 10.5, but sure.
It is if you round down.
Oh man,
you like that? You like the Kessel Run reference?
Yes, that is one of my favorite parts of that movie. It is one of the most Han Solo lines in the entirety of Star Wars.
The great part is, when I said it, you understood implicitly what I meant, despite the fact that it was a real reach.
Yep.
I was reaching hard on that one, but, you know, I
got you, Arthur.
I make pretty weird references all the time, and often they go unremarked and unnoticed.
I don't understand all the anime references you make all the time, but if you reference Star Wars, I like 90% of the time I got you.
You can't see it. I'm raising my arms right now as I say, I have so much anime, I've become anime! Ah! I've been isekai to Jamaica, I think. Jamaica's coastline doesn't look like this. It's got a hell of a lot more flowers, at least at Ocho Rios, but sure. Is there anyone else who wants to take shots and maybe become a big-time player at Uther's court?
Let's see who else is here.
Who else is here? Many lords around.
Many other lords.
There's, of course, the king himself, Duke Gorlo, Duchess Igraine, the Duke Lindsay, Duke Ulfius.
I will go. I'll go talk to the king. He's has recognized me before a couple of times.
It's true.
So yeah, I'll go up and talk to the king.
When you are speaking with the king, he is shaking hands with someone ahead of you he says to him, "My advisor tells me that you are quite the man, Sir Morgan." And he says, "Sir Morgan, please call me Hank."
My father was Sir Morgan.
I look forward to what you can do for the realm, Hank Morgan. And the man now what are you laughing at?
Nothing. Hank Morgan, Knight of Britain.
Yeah, Hank Morgan, Knight of Britain. I see you've read a book or two before, perhaps. Yeah, Hank leaves, and the king recognizes you and says, "I understand you were gravely wounded in service to the realm."
Yes, my king. The berserkers at the Battle of Lindsay.
Berserkers. They are truly a formidable foe. For a mounted knight such as yourself to ride against them rather than leave them to others speaks very well of your personal valor and honor.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
I assume you slaughtered several as you rode through them, directly engaging them with your sword.
Were that it was so.
I see. There is no honor in defending yourself against an overwhelming threat such as magically enhanced berserkers. You look at him and he's talking to you. He seems personable enough, but you're looking at a man whose attention is elsewhere.
Can I test awareness?
You can test intrigue.
Intrigue, okay. Well, probably not. Yeah, no. Kendric is not as clued into the court and
I got nothing for you.
as Sir Herawd is. So he doesn't even notice really that like King Uther is focused elsewhere.
He looks at you and says, now, with these Saxon leaders in chains, the enemy will have to withdraw. All they have left is old King Ael, who's more talk than fight. Take this news back to your lands and your ports.
I will tell the Earl.
He looks at you as if the conversation is over.
It is. Kendric leaves.
Very well. Anyone else have anything they want to do?
Nope.
I think Herawd has pushed his luck as far as he possibly should.
Yeah, we could probably jump to after the feast now.
I would like all of you to make a awareness roll.
Ooh, fail.
Pass.
For you, Sir Gwgan, you notice as the night stretches on and as evening light comes about that there's something weird about the knights of Cornwall, their ladies, their servants and retainers. They're difficult to look at, and I don't mean like they're horrendously ugly. It's just that your eyes slide past them. For you, you see the same, Sir Herawd, but you also see that you are approached by Sir Urig, the Coney Eater, who grabs your arm briefly, leans in and says, "You have been a loyal friend. You should know that Cornwall is going to depart this night. I hope that we speak again in pleasant terms, but it may not be so. Good eve to you."
Yeah,
he didn't just have a hand on you. He's clutching your arm while he's talking to you.
I was looking forward to our games tomorrow.
I'm afraid the games will be canceled.
Can I be of assistance at all, my friend?
He lets go of your arm and turns to walk away.
Do you need a place in Salisbury? You know you can call upon me.
Ooh, I would like you to make some kind of hospitality check.
I will check hospitality. I succeed.
Check it. Check mark it.
I actually already had it check marked.
Well. Sucks to be you then.
I know.
He turns back towards you painstakingly and he says quietly, "The king has gravely insulted the Duchess to her face, and we are leaving for this breach of hospitality and insult. We answer in kind. I am afraid. Just to be clear, he's not saying we're leaving, I'm afraid. He's saying I'm leaving, period. I am afraid, period.
My God, I hope this doesn't come to swords. I know how insult of hospitality can turn into a thing amongst the nobility.
We have not drawn swords. We will not be the first to do so. I must go. Tell no one. None that you do not trust. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. It would be huge for your first day on the job to narc out the Cornish.
And that is absolutely 100% what Herawd does.
I would like you, all of you, to make a fairy check. As you
fairy
are...
lore?
Yes, fairy lore. You are all quietly tasked by Ulfius to track down the fleeing Cornish. They are going to get ahead of this. They are not going to let the Duchess flee. They're not going to let Gorlo flee.
We use our honor among Fae directed trait?
No, because you're not tracking Fae. It's just fairy lore because it's magic. I see fail, fail, and fail. Unfortunately, you attempt to alert the kingdom to the fleeing duke and his household, but a blasting snowstorm wipes the trail right in front of you. There was no storm scheduled for tonight. There were no rumors. Now, as evening light has faded and the dark has come, you are shivering cold, freezing even, and the search is called off for, even though the king is driven to fury, even he would not send his men to die in the night like this. For many days, the only ones who may approach the king are Duke Ulfius and Sir Brastius. His own court is afraid to speak to the king, and you are not given leave to return back to your own halls. You are wintering in London.
Can I at least make my announcement?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Next day. Or sorry, later that night.
Okay.
You know, the Earl calls together all of his knights because he's like, this is big, you know. Could be war. And then he's like, you know, Gwgan has an announcement.
Is the Earl actually here, or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. I just seen it when you said we were wintering in London.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He actually isn't here. You're correct.
Yeah.
He's not here. Instead, I suppose whoever is his highest rank representative here, it wouldn't be. Probably it hasn't been. It's not anyone we've seen before. Just like a high ranking knight. You know what? Yeah. Let's say it's Jaredin.
Just Jared. When you said we're wintering in London too, you did wink at me as well. So.
Oh my! Well, like I've mentioned, it does automatically wink every once in a while at random intervals. A wink. A wink. These are intentional.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So Jaredin essentially gathers up what few knights of Salisbury are here, and you know, wants to make sure that everyone's on the same page and understands that the king is furious. And then, you know, like he's in a meeting with someone who's about to announce a birthday. He's like, oh yeah, and Gwgan has something to share.
Thank you. I simply wanted to let my fellow Knights of Salisbury know that it was my honor when taking up my cousin's position to also inherit his squire, Gwent. At the conclusion of the winter, Gwent will be of age to become a knight. I have spoken at length with my cousin, the widow Elaine, and our family, and we've agreed that along with raising Gwent to the position of a knight, that we will also invest him in one of our family estates as a vassal knight, as a household knight, and with the permission of the Duke that I will seek, among the arms and armor to be given to him as a knight, I would like to donate the charger that was given to our family by the king for our service at the Battle of Lindsay, where Gwent was one of those who brought me safely from the battle after I fell.
I'm going to meme right now. I apologize, but it has to be done. I 100%. John Cena's theme song starts playing. The like brush going over the top of the drum. You hear the trumpets getting ready to play. Gwent begins T-posing as he walks through all the knights, and you hear the horns go off. Ba, ba, da, ba. Everybody's just like, yeah, Gwent, you did it. Like, not only is he becoming a knight, he is being invested in a manor by his lord, which is a big step for you. It's a huge step towards becoming a banneret lord. Yeah, like Gwent is on top of the world. No one is referring to him as Sir, of course, not until after the ceremony, but everyone is very happy to see him succeed so thoroughly at such a difficult task as becoming a knight, which for someone like him with no real patron, it's quite difficult. We do need to come up with a new name for your new level 15 squire.
Well, that'll be after the winter phase. But I just wanted to juxtapose that against the knight, the squire action earlier in the year, where we saw a squire
brutally discarded.
Yeah. Yep.
What will come of Elliston?
Great. I don't know. Who knows?
He'll become Gollum. The creature Elliston is following us. It has been many days. Pity. It was pity that's what stayed. Kendric said.
Stupid knights.
Oh. Memeing too hard. Okay. Let's do end of year. I got bad news for you. There's a massive snowstorm that rolls through all of Logres. No one is prepared for it. Yeah. You get a +5 modifier to your starting bad weather roll.
Good thing we all get -1 from that apiary.
All right, let me go look at the end of year rules in 5.2. Let's kick this thing off. Oh, got my rule book open here. Women's roles, grandfather's family, progress. Where that winter phase at? Greater than 20. Oh, here we go. We did solo scenarios already, which James came through swimmingly. Experience roles.
Are we doing manor first, or are we doing our own?
No, you do experience stuff first.
All right. So
I have a question for you, AP.
Yes.
Because I'm entitled to a check in Love God from having built a chapel. I would like to ask if I can establish a passion of Love God. I think I've been pretty religious and whatever. Yeah, okay.
3d6.
3d6, cool.
And then you'll immediately get a check.
Oh wow! I not that loving of God apparently.
Your faith does leave something to be desired, my son.
Yeah,
but I get to.
It's highly transactional.
It is. You certainly have displayed yourself to be highly transactional, but faith is a journey everyone must undertake on their own. I'm sure you know. You might as well go ahead and start your experience roll in Passion for God. It seems highly likely you'll get a level up.
Hey, you got level up.
Start making your checks,
so
boys.
How does James? How does it work again when the
it gives you a roll but not a check?
Yeah.
You roll it. If you succeed, you get a check.
Okay, so I need to roll for energetic.
Yeah, we all need that for the apiary.
Oh wait, no, that's
okay. So I do get a check in energetic, and then I have to roll a second time, and I have to fail twice.
No, you have to succeed
the first roll,
and then fail.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't.
Then in that case, I don't get it. All right. So then I just go through
become
my
more
checks.
honest.
Become more spiritual.
Ooh. Do you get an extra if you fumble?
No.
Okay.
Not unless it's I believe on. Yeah, it would only be on I think a 20. If your skill was
a 20.
Well, no, but if your skill was also
if the skill was 20. Okay. All right. Love of family goes up. That turns it into a.
And I'm done.
Does a trait that we earned this year get a check automatically? Is that what you just said to James?
A trait that we
a passion that we got this year. Does that automatically get a check then?
No, you have to succeed at it.
Okay. And then falconry and intrigue. Yes. Okay, I am complete.
Everyone's done?
Yep.
done.
I'm gonna, yeah. It was a low check year for old Kendric.
Has anyone reached the age of 35?
No.
Nope.
Age yourself, but don't roll for anything. You just get older. Squires are won and lost at this moment.
Hebe's will be old enough to become a knight. Can I wait until after I do my economic circumstances to decide whether I'm sponsoring him?
Sure. I think it's pretty substantial to raise a knight as well. It's like 12 or something.
So that is it depends on whether you want to give them horses or not.
Sure.
But yeah, it's like it's either 12 or 32. Although I think Glimo has an extra charger that you can.
No, it died.
Oh, it died. Okay,
yep.
Well.
Let's do economic circumstances. Boy.
Okay, so this is where we jump into the manor system.
The manor, very well.
Yep.
You tell me when I need to be awake again. I'll be fake grand ordering while you sort out your apiaries.
All right. So the first thing we need to do is work out our economic, like our expected income and our anticipated costs. So you need to roll the income of any things you've got that are random.
Two.
1. Ooh.
Yes.
I guess I should have also. Yeah.
All right. So that means that.
So what you in the manor sheet create a new year.
Yep.
The anticipated income is going to be your normal income, which would be 10 for your household.
Yep.
And then whatever you roll will be your investment income.
Okay.
And then although the investment income isn't good. I think you have to do expenses at the end. So whatever your expenses are from your land holdings, like the annual maintenance, gets added onto your living expenses at the end of the sheet.
Right. So that's the third box of the all the way to the right. The last there's an expenses line.
Yep.
Okay.
So then, manorial luck. We each need to roll a d6 on the manorial luck chart. I'll get the chart up.
6.
That's a benefit for you. That's a calamity for me. And Spoon.
I believe that's also a calamity.
That's also a calamity. Okay, so then we each roll the d20 to see what our event is. Mine is a random property of mine is destroyed. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Kendric, you got your scarecrow really worked. -2 to your fate, which is good. -2 is good.
Nice.
So for me, my gazebo burnt down.
So because do I have to roll a benefit, or do I just have a benefit?
You rolled the benefit, didn't you? Wasn't it? Didn't you roll?
Yeah, he got a benefit, but he hasn't rolled a D20.
Oh, so okay. So sorry. Sorry, 16 with you. Sorry, Spoon. Then your most expensive investment is destroyed in a fire.
No. Oh, you thought the 16 was for Glimo. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so my most expensive what?
Investment.
Okay. I don't know that makes sense because I think it's a fish pond. Yeah, yeah, I think it's a fish pond.
Well, it's destroyed in some way.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a fire and they drained it to fight the fire, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. Sure.
So you need to roll your d20 for your benefit then, Glimo.
11. What page
11.
is this?
This is on page 49 of Book of the Matter.
49.
Great year for cows. +4 to your stewardship roll this year.
Oh, nice. That's a good year to get that.
Is there any conflict this year, AP, according to the Pendragon book in Salisbury?
No conflict. Just the weather.
Okay. So AP, the weather then will be, it's normally 3d6 plus...
+5?
+5, I believe. Yeah, 3d6 +5, but then you also add in, what was it for this year?
+5 again. So 3d6 +10.
+10, yeah, is the weather.
Very well. Here we go. Do I want this to be high or low?
Well, you want it. Well, we want it to be low.
you want it to be. Well, I mean, I don't know what you
guys, how adversarial you are to the players.
Guys, we're friends. I'm telling a story to show how great your nights are. Remember when you came back from the dead this episode? Did you see me going, get back in the fucking crowd? Did you see me stomping on your coffin to get you back down there? No. That's why right now I'm about to roll 17. No, I did not.
Okay.
Significantly higher.
Yeah.
Okay. So we each get to, if we've got an AP area that goes down by 1 to 20.
Yep.
And then we each need to make a concern my commoners roll. I fail.
I also fail.
Which is not great.
Okay, cool. So AP, if you should we just roll our own misfortune from the
Go
sheet?
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so you should be able to tick the misfortune box to roll it, guys. So my misfortune succeeded.
Is there a modifier on this?
No.
I have threshold 0, so I've done something wrong.
You need to put the 20, the fate 20 into the fate box.
Yep.
20 into fate box.
Yep.
Okay.
So success.
So it would have been a success, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm sorry, mine was not a 20, but it's still a success off from that.
Okay, then roll whoever's doing stewardship.
All right. So and I get a +5. Was it to stewardship?
+4.
Yes, +4.
Stewardship +4.
Hi.
And you're going to need to roll your misfortune.
Actually, her stewardship went up, but that's okay. She still passed.
Okay, so you succeeded, but the weather rolled better. So that's a meager result. So in the manner income, select meager. And I think did your weather beat you? Yeah. So it's an outright tie. So yours is regular, Spoon.
Yep.
And that should then tell you at the end what your treasury is. So remember, you got to add on to your expenses whatever cost you're living at. So 6 normal, 9 rich, 12 superlative.
I will live rich. Actually, can we do money first before we decide if we're living rich?
We do money first.
Yeah. The adjustment, so that last treasury column can tell you what's happening to your treasury.
The money that we were going to get for ransoms and shit from the campaign.
Didn't we add that in already?
I didn't write mine down. I thought we were waiting till the end of the year.
Yeah, you got 14.
22.
You got 22 because you survived till the end. Everybody else got 14.
Yeah, everybody else got 14.
Thunder. You also got that horse, but you're giving them away. For a good cause, for a just and noble cause.
And can Herawd take a portion of
Yeah, you can get tithe of the 22, technically 23 with the horse canot from your cousins. Oh, sorry, it would actually be doubled. It'd be 44 plus 1, so 45. You can take a portion of the tithe from your cousins.
So can I say that I took 12 from Kanad to make him legitimate?
Sure, yeah. He's
That's
now
how
your
much I
younger
would
brother.
need to. That's how much I would need to raise Kiwis, right? Is 12?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. I'm gonna. However, the math needs to work to make Hebe a member of my house as well. That's how much I'm taking as a tithe.
Join your household, join your retinue for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you mean you want to adopt him as your.
I want him to make. I want to make him a household knight.
Okay.
Or pay for his whatever thing I have.
You give him you give him his arms and armor
on the way to having a manor and baronet and all of that.
Sure. So wait, are you investing him in one of your manors?
Well, I don't have another manor.
No,
yes.
he's just making.
He's just making him a household knight. Yes, I understand.
Yes.
Now there is a yearly upkeep along with that. But that will be next year.
Okay. How much is that?
Let me give me 1 second. Sultry. I believe it's either 2 or 4 Libra.
Okay.
For the folks at home, I just want to say, life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur.
You need 3 invested knights to be a banneret, don't you?
It's either 3 or 4. Yeah, you need quite a few.
Yeah, it says a banneret knight has a private army pledged to obey him that consists of a handful of household knight sergeants plus 3 or more vassal knights.
Yep, that sounds right. Sounds like someone saying become a banneret.
So me raising Hebes to a household knight doesn't even put me on track to get more land.
I mean, you know, you got to invest him into a house eventually, but you have a extremely loyal knight now. Like, this isn't just someone who owes you loyalty because you're their cousin. This is someone who you've changed their entire life for. They'll die for you.
So there's 3 ways to get more lands to give to people. One is to marry. One is as a gift by the king or your lord, whatever. The other is every 5 years that your own manor is at least meager or better, you roll to see whether your population grows. Once your population has grown to at least 12, you can then split it off into 2 separate lands, basically.
Welcome to real life, motherfucker.
I am doing a shitload of infrastructure building this year. So I've spent 63 Libra on new buildings, including rebuilding my burned down gazebo.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm also going to be spending a shitload of money, refilling that fish pond.
What were the other things that you guys were all on about that I should have other than the apiary?
So the apiary, a dovecote, and a fish pond are all very good. In like low level investments.
They will always make more than they cost, basically.
Well, yes, theoretically. Yeah. The dovecote will.
They won't cost so. They won't cost more than they make.
They won't cost more than they make. Yeah. So basically, you will always be able to pay for them every single year. So those are good. They're just solid investments. AP, so building fortifications. How ham can I go? Like, can I go full out palisade tower?
Well, I think castles don't exist yet. That's all.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, but like
let me ask.
Historically, kings were in this era.
How do you justify this to your lord? And I don't mean, the king. I mean Roderick.
Yeah. I mean, I would justify it as, it is another layer of defense for Salisbury. I am on the road to Sarum. If someone wants to breach Salisbury's borders and assault Sarum, one of the routes that they would have to, if they're coming from, the east where the Saxons are, they would have to get past Pitton first.
I would like a roll.
Okay. What would you like? Courtesy?
Oh, courtesy would be good.
Battle?
I will take courtesy.
Sure. Failure.
You receive courtly language indicating that perhaps in the future such options will be reconsidered.
Okay.
Now is not the time to be building.
Yeah.
Now is the winter of our discontent.
We've just won a great victory against the Saxons.
It's more like, hey, we're going to go fucking kill Gorlo right now.
Yeah.
You're like, can I build stuff? And they're like, no, Bran the Builder, get the fuck out here. We're going to war.
Okay.
We're calling you Bran the Broken now. No one has a better story than you.
Okay.
I'm so hesitant to watch House of the Dragon for fear that future seasons will just fall on their face and I'll live through it all again. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
All right. How's working your way through all of this jibber jabber and economic modifiers and figuring out how you live? Are we closing in on that?
Yeah, I'm living superlatively.
Truly superlative of you.
I'm going to live rich. I'm going to. Do I have to make a check for the buildings to build things?
Yes.
You roll a d20. A d20 and just don't roll a 1 basically, and it's built. Otherwise, it takes an extra year to build.
Okay.
I blinked only one eye. I did again. Aha! I did it, James.
You figured it out?
I'm good.
I'm gonna build a dovecote this year.
So I'm rebuilding my fish pond. I'm building a hunting lodge, and then I am also building. I guess I shouldn't say I'm building. I'm raising a dairy herd and planting an orchard.
Very well.
Oh, the orchard! It's a big run there.
Yeah, I think that one's more Guyana inspired.
What are you planting though?
Oh boy, I don't know. Probably apple trees,
grapes, oranges. I don't think the lemon has been invented yet. They haven't crossbred it with the citron and the whatever the other one is. Is it citron and orange to make a lemon? You know, guys, life didn't hand us lemons. Humans invented them.
Can I, since this is now a thing in Book of the Manor, can I become re-become a patron of jongleurs?
You absolutely can. You absolutely can.
If I spend my 5 denarii AP.
Yep. 5 libra.
5 libra, yeah.
What does that benefit get you?
Gives me a check in intrigue
every year. Yeah.
Of course. Well, you tell me what your new band of patriots who work in your favor are.
I'm just copying all the stuff down, and it gives me 2 glory every year.
It's the notorious GUI.
Okay, so I am building a ditch and rampart, a moat, a salt evaporator, a guest house, a hermitage, a hospital, a hunting lodge, jousting lists, a muse, ornamental garden. I'm patronizing a scholar of courtesy.
Oh, yeah.
A stone bridge, a well, and a smithy.
I would ask you
to have money.
I would ask you to make courtesy for the military structure, because I think I heard moat and rampart.
Moat, ditch and rampart.
Yeah, a ditch and rampart is just moving some earth around.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds like you're getting a lot done. Moving up.
I gotta make a roll to see how idle my people are. So I'm gonna make.
I was also going to do the patron to scholar, but I'm doing for compose.
Okay.
Because Kendric is gonna hopefully become more.
I see a one.
One of those failed. No, it's the 20, I think,
4,
right?
5, 6, 7. The hunting. It's the one. It's the one.
Oh, the one fails. Okay.
Yeah. The hunting lodge will take an extra year to build.
Well, hey, you can just come on over and use my hunting lodge.
Why use yours? You can just go take over that old one that Blaine's isn't using.
That Blaine's isn't using anymore.
Just move on in. Claim squatters' rights. Move the border a couple miles east.
Yeah. What is the ornamental garden? Oh, Jesus, James. Okay. Are you doing local or are you doing imported?
Local. The one that gives you a romance roll for 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, trying to romance your wife. Who do you think you are?
Well, I already get flirting from the gazebo.
And she now
you think you could just flirt with your wife? Who are you?
No, the showrunner's like, well, we need to be able to have her in more scenes, but we still have to hide her face. So now it's just going to be
flowers.
In his ornamental garden, and there's just flowers in front of her face.
They get her at the gazebo, but there's always a post in the way.
Right.
Amazing. It's incredible this meme has managed to survive for so long. Really got legs.
Oh, and I wanted to do
my incredible laziness.
Yeah, sorry, I'm remembering that I wanted other things. I'm also building a jousting list.
I think that I'm done with economic circumstances.
Yep.
Cool. So it's time to go back to the book then. But I think the next one is it getting married, etc., or
stables.
Stables. All right, roll
stable rolls for the horses and for the chickens.
I don't think. Yeah. I think everybody doesn't have a special horse anymore.
Oh, well, the extra horses matter. So stuff above.
Yeah. You get that's right. That's right. You guys did get some extra horses. I did.
None of them die.
I did not get any extra horses.
Or well, you gave your extra. Oh no, I guess Kania got his own horse.
Kania got horses. Yeah. I mean, he in theory already had horses because he was already a household knight.
Listen, Mifi and Kneed are definitely not looking down on these free horses.
Yeah.
They heard about how their very famous cousin used to be riding chargers around casually and just swapping between them, just wearing these horses down. I have two Escalades.
I'm taking off 1 mana and the horse to invest.
In Gwent?
Yeah.
Investing in Gwent. Big move. What kind of deck do you think he plays?
I've never played The Witcher, so I have no idea how Gwent works.
Oh, boy. You might actually be missing out. Witcher 3 is really good, but the Gwent game is actually also very good. I don't mean the standalone Gwent game. I mean Gwent inside of The Witcher. It's pretty good.
I don't have anything extra other than just
family roles. You're already married, so let's talk about kids. You want to have some more?
I will roll for that.
Anyone having any kept women, wife, lover, concubine?
No.
Superlative is +5, correct?
I'm opening the book. The answer to that is superlative is +3 to childbirth, +5 to child. Oh no, sorry, +5 to childbirth, +3 to survival.
Okay. I'm having another kid.
I'm a child. Had my first girl.
Second boy.
She too bears her mother's curse. Her face never able to be seen. Her name unpronounceable in the English language. It has 4 R's in a row.
Child survival.
Kids are all fine.
Yep, kids are all fine.
Once you've completed that, roll a d20 and let me know what your result is.
One of my children would have died if it was not for living superlatively. But two of them are sick.
Ooh, wow, yeah.
So what was that? What was the last one, Arthur? Oh, is this a family event?
Yep.
Yeah.
Marriage in the family.
Marriage in the family.
I'm down, guys.
Family member is missing or lost.
You can select family members to get married, and
you
may also select.
Ned would take a wife.
Sure, absolutely.
Based on his your
younger brother,
legitimacy.
You may select an unliked or well-liked family member to lose. The BigSpoon.
Yeah, I think. I think we'll go with my aunt, my unmarried aunt. Blodwin. It's not missing.
Wow.
284.
I've got
41.
Are you okay, Arthur, if I re-roll the event? Only because I have no one of a marriageable age who's not already married
Very
in
well.
my family.
Hit me with the roll.
5 is still a marriage.
I will give you one more roll, James.
Yeah, it's still a marriage. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
The gods of love really want this to happen. Select someone to get divorced
remarried.
And remarried.
Okay, I think.
This is what happens when you start fucking with a Moor. I'm a tiny gremlin person. I should not have been given this power. For those of you that have nothing else to do, training and practice on page 132 in the bottom right. 1d6 plus 1 skills up to 15, 1 skill point up to 20, or improve a attribute, passion, or trait.
I think I'm going the 1d6 plus 1.
Very well.
I believe I will go ahead and increase my constitution by 1.
You are capped at 15 for skills, and I believe constitution at 19. Just for now.
Yeah, it's a 16, so it's now a 16, so.
Cool.
I'm gonna put 2 points into battle and 1 point into sword.
Sure.
What am I training into? I'm going to put my training into spiritual. I think that, where I went after my madness this year. Is it glory next?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what a glory we have in order to talk about. All right, let me get old page 490 open here. Kendric and Herawd are both owed 90 glory for their participation in Le Battle of Lindsay. Let me get the calculator here. For your part in the Battle of Lindsay, Gwgan, you are owed 806.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
With another 10 for your part in raiding a random manor in Noho.
Yeah, those 45 times 4 come in pretty handy when you critical a couple rounds.
Gwgan, you have 2 Horthkanats, whose disposition must be decided. They will be ransomed back for £1, or you can simply put them to work.
Do I think that they are the sort of men who will become problems if they're put to work, or?
Honestly, I feel like they're listen, they're not stupid. They're getting the vibe of, man, we kicked the Saxons' asses so bad. They have heard about their 2 great leaders in chains, and the third one is Old Man AL, and they're just like, well, it's time for a terrible life. I guess I better buckle in.
All right, so I will offer them positions in my village.
Oh, are you offering to make them serfs rather than just slaves?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they'll do it. For a little land and subsistence living, they'll go for it. This is very what's that anime about the Viking Thorfinn?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, though.
Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga.
You just Vinland Saga'd these fellows. Don't forget glory you gain for holding land with income. Glory for famous personality traits and passions. I don't think anybody got unique honors. Did you say you had a Mott and Bailey now? No, you said you had
No. I have a moat and a ditch and rampart.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you never know when you're going to have a moat and Mott and a Bailey. It's crazy how that can work. Did anyone pass 1,000 for this year?
I did.
Yeah, I was
did
thinking
as well.
It's time to choose an attribute, trait, passion, skill, or combat skill with no limit to how you can receive it.
I've gone for love family.
Sheesh, look at this guy. He's putting in work for flirting. He's putting in work for romance. He's increasing his love family.
Couldn't even eke out 200.
I am going to put mine into... can I go above the size cap?
I think this is the only way to go above the size cap, was my understanding.
I'm above the size cap now, boys.
All right, Lancelot, calm down. This man's out here like, I deal 7d6 damage when not on a horse. How did my voice get like this?
Steroids.
Yeah, exactly.
The juicing in the background.
There's definitely some whey in Kendric's diet.
Yeah, the fields of Pitton are full of protein.
I eat the same thing my horses do. That's how I got big and strong. I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a barge. That's the end of year 490. We will resume in our next episode in the year 491, a troubled and dangerous year. Well, folks at home, my first request is, did you enjoy having Chibi AP here today? Could you tolerate it? Could you tolerate the smooth coastlines of a tropical zone in the background? We could change that if you can't. Second, thanks for joining us, as always. And third, any outros we got to do here? I know Glimo likes to do the outro 5 minutes. The outro 5, they call it.
I'm Glimo. Don't really have a whole lot going on this week, I don't think. Doing some Sea of Thieves when I can. And I will be back here the next time we play. And yeah, that's about it.
Boone, you got anything?
No, this was unfortunately slow year for Sir Kendric de Pitton.
It went down quick.
What are you on now, glory-wise?
I am 31, 39.
Wow, I've overtaken you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shocked. 9 rounds of ×2 glory for. No, it was it's just unfortunate that the start of the battle went the way it did. And, yeah,
it really feels like James arranged the future. Really.
Yeah. Gwgan came out a huge winner in this, and Sir Herawd did all right, and Kendric just the rolls were not in his favor. But he survived.
Over at age 15.
Actually, it's 16. 16 is when they enter your service. Okay. Mine was 15 because technically it was a story thing, but okay. Yeah, be sure and age your squires up.
Benarth is my new squire, nice. 16-year-old.
I've taken a girl named Neres as my squire.
Ooh, how Greek of you!
I've been pumping points into attributes so that when fingers crossed we hit 35, that I don't immediately become a frail old man.
You get Mario, you just immediately lose half your size.
That has happened to me several times already. I know.
Like when we got major wounded and we rolled for the aging attributes and you got 3 and I got 0, I was like, oh man, thank God. But poor Herawd, because that was not the first time you've been hit with aging too, right?
No, it's happened to me several times.
Yeah. I would point out, Owain died first, and yet now Gwgan stands highest in glory. The dice are fickle as hell, and randomness induces all sorts of change.
It's true. That But I mean, I think
James would say, Blood Bowl is not a perfectly balanced game.
I think Owain started as the highest glory among us as well. So
yeah,
it's just kind of the scales have a way of balancing themselves.
Yeah. But my original plan was if I had died here, I would have then been playing Gwent in the new year.
Oh, Giga Brain.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Just a chain of people who served Owain continuously being slaughtered. all using their bodies to slowly lift the child up. Oh.
So Owain's original heir is now 6 years old, so...
We'll get there. Slowly.
Oh yeah, I need to raise the age for all my children as well.
And family members.
Yep.
Well, friends, we might be back next week. Is everyone good?
Yeah, I should be.
Don't think so.
Oh, well.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you what we're not going to do next week. We're not going to solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Oh, wow. 2 weeks, perhaps?
I believe next week I am going to see a weird mushroom theremin.
Ooh, that sounds terrible. I wish
mushroom
you well.
theremin. Like, I know what a mushroom is, and I know what a theremin is, but I'm not sure how to combine those two things together.
I'm not either, but apparently there's so my wife
I would assume the electrical current going through the mushroom
mushrooms, and apparently they make music out of it. Yeah,
mushrooms can act as batteries and capacitors. Yeah, I'm sure the shrieking wails of the slowly undying funguses kept preserved in a state of neither living nor death for all eternity. Sounds horrible. Well, we may be back in 2 weeks to hear those shrieking wails. Oh my gosh, I'm so cute down here. Look at how full of life and happiness I am.
All right. It's all lies.
Yeah, it's true. It is all lies.
The sheep's wool pulled over the eyes of the audience.
You made it sound so Darkest Dungeon. All right, guys, have a good time zone.